Brooke.
And I'm Adrian.
And this is the Nerdynomicon sans Robbie. He's busy at Buffalo Comicon because he's so cool. So me and Adrian decided to commandeer Nerdynomicon this week. So
I'm really surprised that he went and you didn't.
I have
What's
to watch
up
I have to watch the baby.
but he has 50% stake in that baby. Right?
True, yes, that's true. But he's the face of Nerdynomicon and Artful Gremlins and Couldn't Be Models. So I guess he's kind of important. He's kind of a big deal.
Kind of.
Yeah, I guess I could be the face of it, but
yeah, right? Why not?
I don't know.
Or Max could be the face of it.
Well, he's a baby, so let's not exploit him too soon.
People love babies.
They do. It's really weird, and he's a really cute one too, with big eyes, big monkey eyes. But I don't think he could go to the convention center alone. We just leave our baby there.
True, but I mean, he could be the face of and then Robbie could be putting in his 50%.
Yeah, that's true. He's really slacking on the whole parenting thing.
Yeah, or you guys could switch off.
That's true. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. But he also had to record, couldn't be models, and I cannot be him for that.
I don't know. I feel like you could. I believe in you.
Thank you. I believe in me too. All right. So what are we going to do today? We're going to do a getting to know the other non-Robbies. The non-Robbies.
Yes. I think we know way more than we need to about Robbie.
Well, he also has a whole other show you can listen to where he talks about nonsense with his two best friends. So you can listen to that show if you want to get to know Robbie.
I thought that was Nerdynomicon, where he's talking about nonsense with his two best friends.
His other best friends.
Oh.
His old best friends, back from when he was a child.
But now he's a man.
Now he's a grown-up. Well, he's a gentleman.
Is he? I've heard some of the stuff he said. I don't know.
He's not a gentleman. Not even remotely. Oh, that's funny. I like making fun of my husband. It's fun.
This episode is going to be going on file for divorce eventually. This is going to be in the record of
It is, yeah, when they have the cheesecake fight. Let me explain what I mean by that. When my parents got divorced, my dad didn't want to do anything with custody. He didn't care. He was fine. But my mom had gotten a cheesecake recipe from his great-grandmother, and she was the only person who knew it. And they fought for that freaking cheesecake recipe for 2 weeks.
Wow.
$25,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must be a hell of a cheesecake.
Oh, it's magnificent. I mean, it's worth it. I understand.
It'd be amazing if it was a terrible cheesecake recipe. And it was just, they were both fighting on principle, but nobody would actually eat it because it was awful.
I think the funniest thing is my mom was I'm pretty sure she got it from a Good Housekeeping in 1952 or something like that. It's not even a family recipe. She's pretty sure it's just one she knew offhand. And my dad just really liked it. So.
Well, but if you can't get that information anywhere else.
I'm sure that you could Google it.
But how would he know? If he doesn't know the recipe, how would he know that?
You know what? You're poking holes in my logic, and I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
Sorry.
It's okay. So that's a little bit about me. So tell us something about you, Adrian. Something we don't know. Tell the people at home something you just are dying for them to know about you.
I'm a very private person.
So you don't want to know anything.
I don't want anyone to know anything, which is going to make this show very difficult. I don't know. Do you have any specific questions? I have a hard time when people are like, well, just do whatever you want. I was like, I want you to give me some guidelines so that you're not super disappointed.
You need a guidance. Okay. Let's start with the basics. This is very important. I think everyone should know. What's your favorite color?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Of course you did.
And here's what I love to say. Technically, it's not a color. It's the absence of color.
Is it black?
It is black. I love black.
So you don't like color at all. You like the absence of color.
That's not true. I think black is awesome.
You want to live in the Wizard of Oz prior to Oz.
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely don't want to live there after him. Holy crap. It looks like somebody fucking puked fucking nerds and runts all over the screen.
Does it's so colorful. Well, there. Okay, so the people at home know your favorite color is black.
That's true. My favorite lack of color.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your favorite lack of color is black.
What about you? What's your favorite
green?
color? Green?
Green's
like
the best
money.
color.
Of course. You're
No,
I should have known that.
Grass or trees or I don't know, my water bottle. It's green. Or
so basically, you like life, and I like death.
I do like life. I enjoy being alive. I mean, no one said the alternative is much better.
Well, I mean the color of life. You like the color of life, which typically.
Well, I also like life. I feel like that should be brought to the forefront. I also enjoy being alive.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's
So
what
there's another difference between us right there. Fucking hate it. It's the worst.
I just hate being alive. It's so tragic. I feel like suicide preventioners are gonna start calling you now, Adrian, and being like, "There's so much to live for."
My favorite, you know what they're gonna call up and they're gonna use, I hate this line, is one of my least favorite lines. They're like, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm a survivor of a suicide. I have a family member who committed suicide, so I hear that a lot.
Ah,
I hear
okay.
that a lot.
See,
So yeah,
I had never been clinically like diagnosed with depression, but I'm pretty sure I was depressed.
we're all
And
depressed.
yeah, and so I heard that one time, and I was like, you know what? I have been not existing for billions of years before I was born.
That's
I'll
true.
continue to not exist for billions of years after I die.
True.
So really, the temporary problem is being alive from a universal like point of view. They don't like
Just,
it when you say that. They don't
this
like
just
that.
took a dark turn.
I'm better now. I'm better
I'm
now.
glad.
But
No, I'm glad. I'd be
it
really
was a
sad if
bad
something
time.
happened to you. I'd be like, "Oh, Adrian, you have magnificent hair. Why would you kill yourself?" He does. Seriously, for all the ladies out there, I mean, he has a girlfriend, but for all the ladies out there, gorgeous hair. Just throwing that out there. I've only seen it in pictures, but it's pretty nice.
It's even more magnificent in person.
It's like a lion's mane.
It's hard to believe.
It's
Like most
better than
people,
mine, and I have
like
great hair.
a lot of guys can't pull off long hair, and I
No.
get that. And I think I kind of toe the line because I don't take care of it as well as I should. But I'm fortunate enough to have just like gorgeous hair. Like if I was a girl, like I'm tall, I'm kind of skinny,
He'd be a model.
long hair. I'd be fucking banging, except for the whole beard.
That would
I'd
be
have
really.
to shave it.
You'd be the prettiest bearded lady of all time if you were a lady, which is really strange. But it is great hair. It's like Dothraki hair. Like I feel like he should have it braided as he goes into battle.
You know, I've never actually had my hair braided ever.
That's why. How is that? Probably because you haven't won any battles.
I I've I've lost lots of battles. I feel like I've won a couple here and there.
Well, then your hair should have been braided.
How many battles have you won?
I've won
What's
all
your
the
most
battles.
recent battle that you've won?
I won the battle of the screaming baby. He fell asleep. So, I'm gonna chalk that one up to a win.
That seems more like he forfeited.
Like a perfect is still a win. Let's see. The battle of the printer. I figured out why the printer wasn't working at work.
Why wasn't it working?
I didn't have the right drivers.
Oh, so it's not that the printer wasn't working; your computer wasn't working with the printer,
I
or
don't know. I just did something. There was a technological glitch somewhere. So that's what happened. So that was my latest battle. Let's see. Other battles. Um, well, I did live after giving birth. I almost died twice, so I lived both those times. So go me.
that's impressive. I don't think I've defeated death yet. I mean, technically, I've defeated death every second I've been alive.
Yeah, I
But
was just saying, the second you were born, you defeated death.
it's never been like a close battle.
It's never been like a battle of wits.
Like I'm shutting that fucker out. Like
You've never seen the Grim
he's
Reaper
not
and
even
been
on the
like,
scoreboard.
you've
Like
never seen the Grim Reaper and been like, "Fuck you, Grim Reaper."
if we were
Best out of
meant,
two.
we're I'm it's like if we're just if 1 year counts as a point, it's 31-0 right now. So I don't know what this Grim Reaper is doing. He fucking sucks.
Well, 28-0, but I'm also gonna count the two like almost deaths I had, so I'm gonna make it 30-0.
Okay. And you brought life into this world, so I feel like you should get bonus points.
32-0.
That's like the point after, like when you score a touchdown.
Woo! I don't know anything about football, so sure. I like to watch the Super Bowl, but I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I understand that there's two teams and there's a ball, but you cannot tell me who's winning because I have no idea.
Usually there's numbers.
Well,
and
duh, I know who's winning because of the score, but if you ask me to like tell you why they're winning, like why they have 37.5 points, I'll be like, oh, I didn't know where you got half points from.
there aren't
Hockey
half
at least
points.
makes sense to me. Like you get a goal and then you get a point. This weird football one where it's like, oh, you get 10 downs and 15 tries, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like we should do a live football game with you doing commentary.
Oh no, the person you should do that with is my mother. She already does that. You can hear her in the other rooms being like, God damn it, I hate you, you stupid bills, I'm gonna murder you. It's like, wow, mom, relax. It's a game.
But she kind of knows what's going on. Like,
Oh, she understands.
I want you not knowing what's going on, talking about it. I feel like that make great radio. That'd be a great show.
That would be a great show. I'm gonna do that. Let's do that. Let's make that a plan at some point in the next 3 months.
Okay.
4 months.
Would we have to do it live though? I feel like we'd have to do it live because it's a live sporting event.
It would have to be live. I could
like who's going to go back and watch? Yeah. Okay.
I'm assuming the coaches are going to go back and watch it so that they can point out the things everyone did wrong.
They're going to search out Nerdy Nomicon's play-by-play commentary of their game.
Exactly. They're going to be like, this makes sense and this makes sense. So we'll figure it out. We'll talk to Robbie about it and he'll work out the details. That's his job.
Yeah. And you know what? We were talking about this show a little bit before, and we had something in common with a movie that we've watched recently.
Inside Out, the greatest movie ever! I watched it again just to get ready for this. I know this movie came out like a year ago, but we're going to review it anyways, and you people can all just deal with it.
Yeah, I had not seen it until maybe a week or two ago.
How have you not seen it? It's so good!
I don't do things very often. I work a lot.
Yeah,
I have like I have one local friend that we do things with. She just happens to have kids, so we don't go do things because of them.
Kids are small and always getting in the way.
The cow eats them for hay.
Yeah.
They hide the dirt on Daddy's shirt.
Yeah, are you just making rhymes now?
No, that's a song. You didn't sing that growing up?
No.
Oh my God, it was a song when I was growing up.
That's a song the only saying where you grew up, which I'm not going to say where that is, but I do know.
No, it's Ohio. It's fine.
Okay, maybe that's
I don't think it's only in Ohio. It might be a Midwest thing. But yeah, it was I forget what it's called. It's called like Daddy's Whiskers or something. It's about a guy with a really long beard. And
I didn't think about guys with long beards.
So it's like they're always in the way. The cow eats them for hay. They hide the dirt on Daddy's shirt. They're always in the way. You know, obviously with melody, not rhythm only.
Well, I mean, it was well done either way. I'm very impressed.
It's way too early, and I do not have a voice for singing.
Oh, I forget you live in a different time zone. I'm like, it's almost noon, you slacker.
Yeah, it's almost 10:30.
Oh,
I don't know how we got half of an hour between our two time zones, but
I don't know. It's 11:20 here, but
that's almost noon.
Yeah.
I mean, if you round everything up. See, I'd round that down to like 11:15, but you seem to round up to the closest hour. There's another difference.
I'm an optimistic person.
I'm a glass
half full person.
I feel like that'd be pessimistic. I guess it depends on if you're looking forward to something or if you're looking forward to things. So you're like, oh, I can't wait to do this at 1. It's almost noon, even though it's 11:20. But I'm pessimistic because I'd be like, oh, I got to finish this shit up. And I got to get this done quickly, and it's already 11:20. I only have so much time left to finish this. Like, it's interesting.
You need to meet a Care Bear because I think that you need to be happier. I'm gonna find you a Care Bear, and I'm gonna send it to you, UPS. And it's gonna make you happy.
Is it a real live Care Bear?
Yes, a real live one. I'll poke holes in the box.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to do the Care Bear Lion, which is like the Care Bear Pails. I really liked that when I was a kid. So that's what I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you the lion.
Oh, yeah?
It's a cuddly lion. It won't eat your face or anything.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
What happens if it gets here and it's depressed? Because it's been cooped up in a box for however long it takes to ship.
Well, then the two of you can go out and have adventures together to make yourselves happy.
Or, and hear me out, we can chill on the couch and just watch TV.
So it would be the plot of Ted. Okay.
Actually, it would be.
I mean, fine with me. Whatever makes you guys happy is okay with me. I can't tell you how to interact with your Care Bear.
If it makes you happy.
I don't claim the power to control you and your Care Bear.
So, but yeah, I guess we should actually talk about the movie.
Right, yeah, Inside Out, which we totally went on a tangent about.
We're like, hey, we saw this movie Inside Out. So anyways, back to talking about other things.
It's so good. I'll let you start, and then I'll interject fun commentary.
I mean, I just thought it was amazing. There were two things that struck me about it. Well, actually, there were more than two things that struck me about it. But one of the things that popped in my head is like, I feel like maybe it's unfair to call it a kids movie because it's kind of for everyone. But I'm gonna lump it in with like it's a movie that I'm gonna call it a kids movie. Just can kids movies stop trying to make me cry and succeed? Like,
no, they can't.
It gets crazy, right?
That movie at the end when she's sad and sadness is taken over and she explains why she's so sad. I know I've said sad like 3 times, but literally it's so good. It's
Was that
so
the part
good.
that got you?
The part with I know you're gonna talk about Bing Bong.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
God.
he
Both.
sacrifices himself. Oh,
Well, even
spoilers.
before that, when his thing gets dumped into when the wagon gets dumped in the dump, and he's just like, "No, that was like all my hopes and dreams, and then we were gonna do this, and now we can't." It's like that hit me real hard too.
Yep, yep.
Bing bong, you motherfucker!
I was like when he's like, "That's not my girl anymore. 'Cause she's all grown up," and I was like, "It's so sad."
Right?
You know, he's like, "She doesn't need me anymore," and it's like, oh, that movie, man, it gets you.
Yeah, and and that's not the only one that's done that. Like, it's been a while. It's been a couple years since I've seen this, so it's clearly older. But even like Wreck-It Ralph had a couple moments. There was
Wreck-It
like,
Ralph was so sad when like he can't like hang out with the people because he wrecks everything and they all hate him. Oh,
the part that really got me in that one is when he's going to sacrifice himself and he's still saying the bad guy oath, and
hmm
I'm just like, oh my god, like how do you not realize like
you're the
you're
hero,
right?
Ralph. You're the hero. So good, such a good. Oh, I want to watch that movie now. They're making a second one, so I'm very excited
I'm interested to see how that turns out.
because I think they're gonna do it like on the interwebs, and I'm like, well, that can get dirty fast.
Hmm.
That can get bad.
So the other thing that I thought about Inside Out, I enjoyed it, and I was able to pick up on a lot of the voice cast early
Yeah.
on,
Yep.
but I was surprised at the ones that I didn't. I
Like
did not pick up on Amy Poehler as the
Amy
main.
Poehler's the main character.
I know, and I was like, it just didn't sound like her for some reason. Like Bill Hader sounded like Bill Hader.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Phyllis from The Office sounded like Phyllis from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis Black obviously sounded like Lewis Black,
Mm-hmm.
but Amy Poehler didn't sound like Amy Poehler, and Mindy Kaling did not sound like Mindy Kaling. I
Really,
didn't
you
pick
didn't
up
get
on.
Mandy? Yeah, I got.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't get that one right away, and then as soon as we were looking up to see, who was doing the voices, and I was like, oh, it is her. Like, how did I not pick up on that? We watch The Office all the time. Like, how did I not pick up on that?
Nice. I think her dad is Kyle MacLachlan from Twin Peaks.
I have not seen Twin Peaks.
Well, I would say Sex in the City, but I have a feeling you haven't seen that either.
My mom used to watch that, but
Oh.
no, yeah, that's a mom show.
It's definitely not a mom show at all.
My mom's weird. My mom's quite weird.
I mean, I am a mom and I have watched it, but I don't think it's a mom show.
When I say it's a mom show, well, you know what? My mom watched The OC when it came out too. So like,
Oh, the OC, good times.
yeah. So like, when I say it's a mom show, I mean it's a show for my mom.
But it's not indicative of all mothers, just your
Correct.
mother. Okay,
Because
I'm
my
understanding
mom
now.
is quite insane sometimes, and her television viewing habits are very eclectic.
See, my mom watches formulaic cop shows like Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Criminal Intent, NCIS, NCIS LA, anything with letters and crime. She watches. She has a huge crush on the main Harry Hamlin. No, not Harry Hamlin. Yes, the main guy from NCIS. She also likes those ID discovery shows that are a little bit too graphic. But
Ooh,
like
Tavia loves
death.
those.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is a bit graphic. Like, I don't really need to know about exactly how he sexually assaulted her. You could have just said sexual assault, and we could have all moved on from there.
Yeah, but they have to fill like a full half hour on those things.
Yeah,
There is one guy that I do like. There's one of those that I really do like. I don't know if you've seen it. Maybe when your
Maybe.
mom's been around. It's the Homicide Hunter,
I haven't seen that one.
where it's like focused on this one guy who's an older detective, and it's all these cases that he did when he was younger, and he has really interesting insights, and he has this total cop vibe about him because of course he's a cop. But like he'll interject he'll interject what he was thinking back in the day, and he was like, so now I'm thinking we might have something here. This person's lied to me before, so now I know how to put the screws on him. And it's like, it's really great.
That's awesome. I have not seen that one though, but I don't know if she watches it. But she watches like the Nightmare Next Door and like
Mm-hmm.
Twisted Desire or whatever it's called. And I'm always like, do we really need to know exactly how he murdered her? Like, can't you just say he murdered her with a knife and leave it at like that? Like, do we need to know it was 37 stab wounds? Like, does that really help my enjoyment of the show?
Does she watch Deadly Women?
She does, I think. I think she
Yeah.
has.
Yeah. I make fun of my Tavia loves to watch that one too. I make fun of they have this like one music clip that they always play in every show, and it's just this like creepy woman choir thing going like and it's just like so at random times for no reason I'll just do that.
That's hilarious. Now I think you're going to murder me.
No, I'm much too far away for that.
That's true. No, I mean, I don't think you're going to murder me like today. But I think if I hear that song next time, I'm going to be like, oh my God, Adrian's here to murder me.
I'm here to murder your happiness.
You are. You failed spectacularly at murdering my happiness.
I feel like I had something else to say about Inside Out. I can't remember it now.
Sorry, I'm distracting.
No, it's fine. I like being distracted. You're distracting me from my unhappiness. You're good at it.
Aw, I feel like the people of this show should like send you something to make you happy. Like, do you like cookies?
I do enjoy a cookie here or there. What's your favorite cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip solid. I like white chocolate macadamia. That's my
Ooh.
jam.
Robbie's favorite are pumpkin chocolate chip that I make him every year for Halloween.
Nice.
They're like literally just chocolate chip cookies, but I add pumpkin to them. They are pretty much amazing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm a white person, I'm a white girl, and white girls like pumpkin flavored things. So
Pumpkin everything.
I had pumpkin in my chai tea latte yesterday.
Now, do you do with the traditional white girl outfit during pumpkin season where it's like Ugg boots and the yoga pants and then the puffy vest?
No.
Is that your fashion sense?
No, I don't. No, I do wear yoga pants just because they're comfortable. And I do own a pair of Uggs, but I got them when I was pregnant and my feet were big, so I was like, "Fuck you, people! I'm gonna wear what I want." I don't wear puffy vests though. I'm not. I don't do that. No.
Okay.
So no.
All right. We get a point in my book then.
Cool.
Because I hate that look.
I don't do that look. I mean, I do. You wear seriously. Yoga pants are insanely comfortable, so I'm gonna wear them. But outside of that, no. I'm actually wearing a dress right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Not enough people wear dresses anymore.
I wear
men
dresses.
and women.
Well, I don't really think men wear dresses. They wear kilts. You could wear more kilts.
Well,
I mean, men
I just-
can wear dresses. I'm not saying they can't.
you know what? I think men aren't allowed to wear dresses. I think if you went to a workplace and you were wearing a dress, you'd probably get in trouble. But women
probably
can wear
wouldn't.
pants.
You probably wouldn't
what's up with
anymore.
that?
You'd probably be like, I'm transgender and you can't tell me what to wear, or I'm gender fluid and you can't tell me what to wear. And the company would be like, oh my God, lawsuit. Wear all the dresses you want. You look beautiful. That's a great color on you. Really shows off your hips. And you'd be like, sexual harassment. And it'd be like, damn it, I don't know how to win this fight. That's how that would go. That's the.
Probably. So, I feel like we should talk about Robbie since he's not here.
What do you want to talk about, Robbie?
We should talk about secrets.
Secrets? Robbie doesn't have secrets.
Robbie's secrets that people don't know.
Oh, what do they know about Robbie? He never shuts his mouth. Let's see. Robbie is afraid of mirrors, which he said in his last episode of Couldn't Be Models.
Has that affected your life?
Not really. He won't let me buy a mirror bed set that I really wanted. It was like this beautiful bedroom set that was all mirrors, and I really wanted it. And he said no.
Do you have to like groom him in the mornings?
No, he can look at mirrors. He just doesn't like them for too long. They make him very uncomfortable.
Okay.
I don't know why. He's just afraid of them. He's afraid that they'll take him to a hell dimension. Because he spent his childhood like looking up demons and stuff like that. So now he's afraid.
Like you do.
Like a nerd.
So, like, you guys were honeymooning in Vegas. You wouldn't want the room with the mirror above the bed.
No. No, we wouldn't. I mean, I would, but I think that's weird.
I feel like the mirror above the bed would be the most terrifying placement for a mirror for Robbie.
I'd be more afraid of it falling and like cutting my face open.
Well, I mean, not even that. Let's say, and let's go into the mind of Robbie, scared of mirrors, right? Let's say it doesn't fall or it does fall. Like, he'd be more afraid, not that it falls on him and breaks, falls on him and like he is now in the mirror dimension,
Yeah,
right?
that would scare him. Yeah, that's like it falls on him and he goes into the mirror as opposed to like the mirror like cutting his face open. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that would be terrifying to him and he would probably cry a lot.
I mean, I think we all would cry if Robbie was sucked into the mirror dimension,
Well,
but
I wouldn't be happy about it, and I'm sure his son wouldn't be happy about it.
you guys would have to find ways to get in there.
I'm not going in the mirror dimension. I got too much shit to do. I have a baby. I don't have time to go saving people. I don't have time to go on saving my husband out of the mirror dimension adventures. He should have gotten sucked into a mirror before we had a baby.
How selfish of him.
It was. It was selfish of him to go into the mirror dimension. I have a baby. He's almost 6 months old. He's starting to crawl. I got too much to worry about. Who's gonna watch the baby? I'm not gonna pawn my baby off on my mother so I can go save my husband from a hell dimension. Like that's too much work for me. I mean, I guess my mom would watch the baby. I mean, and I'm sure I could get like Hobart to help and Dickie, but I'm not sure I'd want them to help. I tried to escape the room with them and we didn't make it out. We died. We died.
I heard you guys got close.
We were one lock away and they were halfway done with the lock.
Aw,
If we had literally had like 2 more minutes, we would have gotten it.
oh, that's unfortunate.
But we didn't get
See, I tried to comfort you guys. Can't remember if I sent the message to you or to Robbie. I think it was to you.
it was
It's like
to me.
don't think that you almost got out of the room. Think of it like there was a zombie apocalypse out there and you almost let them in.
But we didn't. We lived. We
You
lived.
lived. You lived in
So,
your bunker shelter.
it was an old hotel room from the 70s.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Was there a mirror on the ceiling?
There wasn't. Oh, that would have been so funny. Robbie would have had a panic attack. Actually, you have to get into the closet at one point, and I was hoping that like there was a mirror in there and it would have freaked Robbie out, but there wasn't. Would have been funny. I would have laughed. I would have
That
laughed.
would have been amazing.
He would have been like, "Oh God, no! This is my nightmare." That's exactly what he would have said too. It's like, "This is my nightmare," because I know him. That's exactly what he would have said.
Happy birthday, Robbie. I locked you in a room with a mirror on the ceiling for 4
Yep.
hours.
That's exactly what I would have done.
Love you, babe.
Love you. This is a great relationship. Click, click. Yeah. So that's a secret about Robbie that we didn't know.
Well, sort of didn't know. But what about you? What are you scared of?
I'm afraid of fire.
Okay.
Don't like fire. Don't like loud noises. Don't like lightning. Not thunder. I don't like lightning because I don't want to get electrocuted. Don't like zombies. Don't like aliens. And I'm not necessarily a fan of demons, pedophiles, serial killers, or snakes.
So, a snake-like alien pedophile demon entity from another planet that could shoot loud lightning bolts and fire would be like
Why-
your ultimate fear.
And then if he throws me in the water and I drowned, we'll have him
Ah.
look at like a blue whale.
A blue whale, specifically a blue whale.
Do you know how big those fuckers are? You telling me like I know they're docile, but if you were like kayaking or something or swimming and you saw a damn fucking blue whale, you wouldn't be like, "Oh my freaking lord, what the hell is that?"
Well, you see, I might have that reaction, but you have to understand, I don't do things, so I would never be kayaking.
Okay,
So-
this is called a hypothetical, so you can just pretend in your mindscape.
Okay, something broke inside of my brain, and I decided to go do something for once for no reason, and there happened to be... See, this is the reason I don't do things. There might be a blue whale while I'm
There might be
kayaking.
a blue whale in your kayak, and it might like come up for air underneath you.
Yeah.
That's scary to me. That's really scary. They're
Yeah.
so big. I know they're docile and they don't eat humans, but they're so big. I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is too big." So that's scary.
Is Moby Dick the one where they get swallowed by the whale, or is that a different story? I can't
That's
remember.
Geppetto.
Geppetto. Okay.
It's also in the Bible, but I forget the guy's name.
Also happens in a video game called Star Tropics.
It
on the
also
NES.
happens in a video game called Kingdom Hearts. Might be Kingdom Hearts 2. I can't remember.
I can't remember. I'm
You go and
running
you
out of
look
video
for
game
you look
references.
for Geppetto and Pinocchio.
Oh, but that's based off the Geppetto. See, I'm talking about this is a new thing.
Oh, it's a
You're-
new thing.
You're just redoing old things. Say you said Geppetto, and then but it happens again, and yeah.
Oh, it
come
also
on.
happens in The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which is a movie from the 80s by Terry Gilliam.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Oh, it's so good. You need to find that and rent it and watch it. It's so good. It's so fucking weird. But it's a Terry Gilliam movie, so of course it is. It's like Brazil or Tideland or Time Bandits. It's just weird.
Okay,
So
we'll see. I think what I'd like to do, and I remember mentioning it to you, is like I'd like to get more on the same page with you guys, what you guys watch for our reviews, because I feel like you guys have great banter because you watch the same things. Because of course you do. You live together,
we live
and then
together. We have a
I'm
choice.
like over here in Texas, like twiddling my
Well,
thumbs,
these
like
things exist in Texas. It's not like you live in Antarctica.
right. But I don't know what you guys are watching when you're watching it.
Well, I'll text you.
You better.
Today I was watching Arrested Development. It was magnificent.
I'm not a big Arrested Development fan.
Well, then
I
you just have terrible taste in everything.
I don't think it's bad. I just never got into it. It was one of those shows where everyone's like, "Oh, you'd love this. You love this. You would love this show." And I watched it, and I was just like, "It's okay." I'm not a big Michael Cera fan, so I don't really care for him.
I gotcha. I understand. Well, it's good. I also was watching. We also watched Community. We've been watching Community again for the billionth time. The thing is, all the new shows are starting like this week and next week, so we've just been watching reruns
hmm
until
I'm,
that time.
I've been waiting for Brooklyn Nine-Nine to come back.
I love
I really
Brooklyn
like that
Nine-Nine.
show.
It's so good. That show is amazing. I love that show.
I do too. I liked the earlier seasons a little bit more than the later ones because
Yeah.
my favorite running gag was in the earlier seasons where they kept saying they'd have some like terrible sentence be like, the Amy Santiago sex tape. You know,
Yeah, I love that.
but they stopped doing that since
Be
they
like
started.
polite and always on time. Haha, the title of your sex tape. I love that part. And then, yeah, since they started dating, he doesn't make those jokes anymore. That's true.
Did you notice that she was super pregnant all throughout the past like half season?
Did I notice that a pregnant woman on a show I like was pregnant at the same time I was pregnant? No, I didn't notice.
It was just I didn't notice until
No, I knew
Tavia.
she was.
Tavia was pointing it out. She's like, they keep putting stuff in front of her. She's like always holding a clipboard
Yeah,
or
she was
something.
pregnant. But she was also then they used it as like the end of the storyline where she was pregnant at like she was pretending to be pregnant because she was really pregnant.
Yeah.
A lot of people were pregnant this season on Fox because Zoe Deschanel from The New Girl. That's why she was gone for a couple of episodes. It's because she had a baby. So
I tried to watch that one. It was still weird. It was too weird for me. It's too I don't want to say it was too weird for me because it's not.
It's not a weird show.
I know it was trying too hard to be weird. I think is a
gotcha.
better way to put it. I'm just
I
like,
understand.
you're not genuine.
You're not a
It's
genuine
just like,
TV show.
look at how kooky I am, and it's like, you're an attractive woman. Like you're not that kooky.
You
Trust
see,
me.
attractive women can't be kooky.
I'm saying the way that she was depicted there,
I gotcha.
it was not that kooky. It was like, I'm kooky for a mainstream attractive girl. And it's like, yeah, but you got like Broham over here with fucking Cheetos dust all over his face, wearing a fedora and a cape, casting lightning bolts on people as he walks down the street. Like, that's fucking kooky, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is. I agree with you.
And they're not making a show about that guy.
Why would they? That's a
'cause
scary
because
show.
he's not an attractive girl.
Exactly. I mean, that's a weird. I think they gave Dave Chappelle his own show and he went crazy.
But
See?
his show was so good.
But
Like,
that's what happens when you give kooky people their own shows. They go crazy.
I'm willing to take that chance for awesome TV.
Well, Key and Peele is very funny and they didn't go crazy and they were kooky bastards.
That's true.
See, it works sometimes.
One of them, I can't remember. I never know which one's which. I feel awful. It's not a black thing. It's just like I
No,
don't know.
Key is
which
the
one.
bald one. Peele is the other one.
So I think it's Key. He was on Kroll Show for a couple of things, and they had this one bit that I think is one of my favorite things that I've ever seen.
I think
him
it's Key because I've seen the Kroll show too, so I think
Where-
it is Key.
where they're the basketball referees.
Yeah, I think it's Key.
Oh, that's so good.
It's good times.
If you haven't seen it, anyone who's listening, look it up.
It's
Hilarious.
funny. The Kroll
Kroll
show.
Show.
It's good times. Now that's a kooky guy. See, he's kooky. He has his own show.
Does he have his own show now?
The Kroll show. Yeah.
Oh no,
that's his show.
no. I was talking about Key. I thought
okay.
I thought you were saying he split off and had his own show.
No. Him and Peele are still best as buds. Actually, did you see Keanu? It's so funny.
I did not see that. I saw it pop up and I was like, that seems interesting, but
It's basically one of their skits made into a full movie, but it's worth it. It's so funny. I watched it like 3 times in a row because it was that funny.
I'm trying to think. The last thing that we've watched, I talked about it a little bit. We've been watching Vice Principals, and it's really good.
Is that a good show? It's
It's
on
really
HBO,
good.
right? Yeah.
It's really, really interesting. They're about to have the season finale, I think, within the next week or two. So
Uh-huh.
I just wait until it's done and binge watch it. As I said, the Walton Goggins guy, he just
Yeah.
steals every scene. He steals every scene from what's his name, Danny McBride.
Danny
It,
McBride.
I was just like I was surprised, but it's really good.
That's a kooky guy. He got a show. He got two shows.
Is he kooky?
No, he's just angry.
Yeah, he just kind of I don't get me wrong, most comedic actors do this. They all play the same character in just
Yeah, they do.
different movies.
Yeah.
But I like Danny McBride. I like the character that Danny McBride plays and everything.
Oh, me too. I mean,
Um,
that's why I feel like we lost a real like treasure with like Gene Wilder.
Yeah,
Because he actually went to school to learn how to be a comedic actor. He wasn't like a comedian who got a TV show. He was like an actor who learned how to be funny. And I feel like people don't do that anymore. Like he knew how to play jokes because he was taught how to play jokes. Like doing a joke on a screen, like in a movie, is not the same as stand up. And I
right.
feel like a lot of comedians now don't know that. Or even like the comedians who go on to like SNL, they don't know that. It's not the same. So like I feel like that's something that's really missing now. Like the good comedic actors are kind of all gone because they now
Yeah,
just have stand-ups who keep playing the same role
yeah.
over and
They
over
have
and
they have
over again.
character actors now. Yeah,
Yeah. Whereas like actors who were just genuinely knew how to tell the joke. Like Gene Wilder knew how to pull off until you started laughing, until he got the right response, and then he knew how to go like keep going. They
hmm
don't do that anymore. They just hire. Not that it's wrong. I mean, I feel like there. I mean, that's not there. There are some actors that are really good. Like I feel like Melissa McCarthy is good like that. Like she knows how to play the joke. But I think you have to be a good actor to do that. And some comedians are just funny.
yeah. And you know what? To be fair, Gene Wilder is like a very like top name. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna compare people to Gene Wilder, most of them are gonna fall short.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean, he was a treasure, as they say, as I say. He was a treasure. But
I have to go
now
back
he's
and
dead.
watch Young Frankenstein
I have to go back
again.
and watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
I
we
love
should
that
do
movie.
that. We should
We
watch
should.
all of his movies.
We should Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein. He died from Alzheimer's, which makes me sad
Yeah,
because that means he was probably crazy at the end.
yeah. No, I
I
mean,
feel like he was really old. Like, wasn't he old in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? I thought he was like 70 in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And I watched it
no,
again and he was
no.
like
There's no.
40.
Yeah,
And I was like,
there's no
oh,
way.
shit. Well, there you go.
But he had a tough life. I mean, like he was immensely successful and just honored in his career. But I think he was in love with Gilda Radner, and she died super young, and it
Yeah,
just took a huge toll on him. And
agreed. That must have been a funny, like, life, though, between those two.
hell yeah,
They must have just had so much fun together. Good for them. Yay for not sucking at life.
yeah. And now they're together again.
Yeah, and they do stuff. See, this is why you got to do stuff. You got to get out and do stuff. Not me, of course. I sit out at home and watch
But
TV, but other people.
but for a counterpoint, if I don't do anything,
Yep.
less people will be sad when I'm dead.
I'll be sad when you're dead.
Yeah, but if I was some great person, more people would be sad when I was dead, unless I was like a dictator or something.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people knew Saddam Hussein, and I don't think they were sad when he died.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the trade-off. I'm looking out for humanity.
Well,
by-
maybe this
by
podcast will blow
continuing.
up though, and your plan will backfire, and people will be really sad when they're like, "Famous podcaster Adrian Steve died at 62. He got hit by a moose."
By an alien pedophile demon lightning bolt.
He will be missed. He is survived by his podcasting team and a cat named Miles.
You see, though, all you're doing,
Yep.
if this blows up, is you're cementing the need for me to turn into a dictator, so that everyone hates me.
I don't think it's possible. I think to be a dictator, you have to be. You don't even braid your hair like a Dothraki. You can't be a dictator.
Oh, like that couldn't be done.
Could
Like
it?
I,
Do you
we
know
could
how?
braid it. I don't know. I'm the dictator. I'm gonna get other people to braid it for
You're
me.
gonna have. You're gonna like hire like a braider, a hair braiding team.
Yeah. Why wouldn't
Set
I?
you braids, bitches. I'm your dictator. What are you gonna be like the dictator of Austin?
No. I was just trying to figure out who I would be a dictator of, and I think it harkens back to my hatred for this country based off of one web game, and I'm gonna have to go become dictator of Madagascar because they always shut their fucking borders.
Yep.
They shut their fucking borders the first sign of somebody having a little sniffle. Oh, shut it down, and then you can't get in. They shut their ports, and you can't get in. Fuck you, Madagascar. I'm
Fuck
taking
you,
you
man.
over.
Yep, yep. I would be the dictator of Sweden because I don't feel like the people of Sweden would fight me. I feel like they'd be like, "Welcome to Sweden. Here is our chocolate. You can be our dictator. Please let us keep our universal health care." I don't know why they're Canadian, but I don't feel good today, so that's the best you're gonna get. And I would let
Everyone's
them keep their
everyone's
universal health care.
Canadian.
Well, not Canadians.
Damn fucking Frenchies.
So that's what I'd be the dictator of Sweden, and I would just make them bring me chocolate and I don't know ducks
And fish.
and fish. That's Norway.
No. Swedish fish?
Oh, I love Swedish fish.
There you go.
I think you're talking about like okay, so they got rid of it, but in Epcot they used to have the Norway ride. They turned it into the Frozen ride, which just makes me want to stab people. But anyways, they used to have the Norway ride, and it
It's
was like
basically the same thing though, right?
they lived in Arendelle. It's an imaginary country. Norway is a real place. So
Right,
they
but
took
I mean-
a real place and made it a fake place.
But like the actual like environment is basically the same, right?
I don't know. I've never been to either, so I'm not like on the board of tourism for Norway or Arendelle, so I'm not the person to ask. But I'm sure you could find you could Google that information. But I am not an ambassador. But anyways, my point was when you went through the Norway ride, it was like talk about everything that's great about Norway, and it was like we fish, we have skied, we were Vikings, there are trolls. Thank you for coming to Norway. And it's like, really? Like that's what you bring to Epcot is like trolls and fish and Vikings? So that's where
Now,
I thought you were going with.
do they mean like mythical like
Mythical
troll
trolls.
beasts?
Mythical troll beasts. You can buy them.
They claim to still have them, or they claim that they used to have them?
Again, I'm not on the board of tourism. This ride was built in 1989 when they built Epcot.
So
I
there's
was
no
a-
way. There's no way that they're referring to like internet trolls because it's 1989.
You know what? I don't know. I feel like we could get like the Norway tourism board on the line and be like, "Do you guys have real trolls, or are you talking about internet trolls?" And of course, they'll be speaking Norwegian, so they'll have no idea what we said to them, and they'll be like, "Verdi, and we'll be like, "Oh yeah."
That's Swedish. That's the Swedish chef right there.
I'm pretty sure it's a similar language. I don't think Norwegian and Swedish are that different.
Oh, that is the most racist thing I've heard all day.
I'm very
Granted, it's only 10 till 11 o'clock in the morning, so there's still time. But
I'm Finnish, so they can just all deal with it. From Finland.
you're Finnish?
I am Finnish.
I didn't know that.
A little bit Finnish and a little bit Irish.
The land of metal and potatoes and drinking.
Drinking and metal. That's my whole thing, yeah. Norwegian death metal and Irish drunk people. That's what my people bring to the people.
Interesting.
Yep.
So you're actually into that kind of music, like death metal, or are you just pulling my leg?
No. I used to be. I'm not anymore.
Oh,
I've
so you
since-
cheered up. That's
I've
all that
chewed up
happened.
and I've moved on to alternative music.
Oh, the worst.
The best.
Alternative to what?
REM is the greatest band of all time.
REM is pretty good. I won't say the greatest band of all time.
They're my
but
favorite band, and I literally love Michael Stipe because he's amazing. So.
do you drink Orange Crush?
I don't.
Well, clearly you don't love them that much.
Shh. It's just there's too much sugar. Also, I don't like orange soda. I mean, I do like orange. Who doesn't like orange soda? Everyone likes orange soda. But usually if I'm going to drink soda, it's because I need the caffeine because I'm allergic to coffee. And you can't always drink tea because that makes you have to go to the bathroom a lot. So I drink soda. My options are limited.
See, there's another difference there.
What?
I don't do caffeine.
Why not?
I don't know. I just kind of stopped.
Oh, you're not a mother. You sleep during the night. You get a full night's sleep.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, you don't have to deal with a baby that decided 4 a.m. is a great time to play.
No, I have to deal with a dog who decides that 4 a.m. is a great time to play.
Do you know the difference between a dog and a child? You can ignore the dog and not go to prison. You can't ignore the child. It's called child abuse, and they'll put you in prison with the pedophiles. And I'm afraid of pedophiles.
Especially if they're from other planets.
Well,
Or demons.
I don't know if they technically can be charged in a court
Or
of law
wizards.
because we don't have what's the word? We don't have a jury of their peers. So I think we'd have to extradite them to a place like that doesn't have due process. I don't know where that place is. I don't know, like Iraq. I don't know if they have due process in Iraq.
Oh, I was thinking you'd have to like deport them to like outer space or something.
Well, let's not be crazy. Okay. We're not
Well,
going
I
to give
mean,
them back.
I was going to ask you if you'd seen that movie about the space prison. I
What
can't remember what it's
movie
called.
about the space prison?
There's a movie about this prison in space, right? Obviously called the Space Prison movie. And the whole thing is there's this like detective or something that gets framed and he gets sent there. And then the president's daughter is going to the
Oh,
space
I know what movie
prison
you're
for
talking about,
like
but I
an
don't know what it's
ambassador thing or
called.
something.
I know
Oh, wait.
exactly
I
what
think it's
movie you're talking
called,
about.
I think it's called Lockdown, I
Yeah, I
think.
know exactly what movie you're talking about.
So you've seen that movie, right?
Yes, I saw that like 3 years ago or whatever when it came out.
What are your thoughts on that movie? Because I have one specific thought on that movie and how it's
Thoughts
would
on that
never
movie?
happen.
It was so unmemorable, I don't remember it.
But here, so you remember that he gets sent to prison
Yep,
because somebody thinks they see him murder somebody,
yep.
but it was because it was a mirror, right?
Hmm.
Another reason Robbie is afraid of mirrors. He'll be framed for murder.
Yep.
But you couldn't even get framed for murder that way today when
No,
we
I
don't
mean,
have a space prison because you just do a ballistics check and like what I thought I saw I didn't actually see, and
yeah, and
the guns and the bullets don't match up, and
eyewitness testimony is almost always discounted because it's easy to, sway a person.
so that entire movie is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can believe the space prison.
Oh yeah, that I totally buy. Of course,
I
there's so
I
many
buy
prisoners in
that,
space. Like we don't need them here.
but you're not gonna get framed for murder because somebody saw you in a mirror. Like,
I mean, people have gotten framed for worse. I mean, people have gone to prison on really shoddy evidence, so maybe, but I don't think so.
I mean, there would have to be some like major suppression of
Well, that
like.
was always my problem with Minority Report. Like they were arrested for crimes they hadn't committed yet, and I was always like, but that doesn't seem right. Like I understand your precog saw it in the future, but couldn't you just hang out with them and make them not commit the crime and then let them go on their way? Like I'm confused.
Yeah, but what about when they do it after you've left?
They probably would, but that you can't arrest somebody for a crime they didn't commit, and sometimes it's a crime of passion,
Attempted murder.
but you didn't attempt it.
No, but you didn't actually murder anyone. You just tried to.
Well, attempted murder is different in the sense that you usually tried to hurt them, like you tried to shoot them, or you tried to stab them, or you had tried to drown them. What I'm saying is some murders are crimes of passion. They happen in the moment. So if you just like make the person take a lap, they wouldn't end up committing the murder, is what I'm saying. Like, say you got in a really huge fight with your girlfriend and then, I don't know, like killed her. If someone had just walked in and been like, Adrian, stop, look, listen, go for a walk, and then the murder didn't happen, see, that could have happened.
What if they said, Adrian, stop, collaborate, and listen? Then I'd have to murder that person.
Well, I mean, why are we setting Vanilla Ice to stop people from committing murder?
He
Whole
doesn't
new
have.
movie. Instead of Minority Report, we'll call it the Vanilla Ice Report.
He's got nothing going on. That's why.
So his new job is being a precog to like go stop murders.
He's not even a precog. He just randomly walks into rooms.
Stop. Collaborate and listen. Stop trying to murder your girlfriend. I'm just saying. I mean, I know some murders are premeditated, and those are the people you probably should, but you can put those people in prison anyways today. It's called conspiracy to commit murder. So those people are the people who've already planned it. But I'm saying, like, what happened with some people, like, where they stabbed their partner in the moment, or they strangled their partner in the moment, or they, I don't know, hit somebody with a car in the moment. But all they needed was someone to just come in and be like, relax, let's take a breath, let's breathe. And then they could, like, go take a lap, and then they're free to go. That's my thought.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think if you're in a society where you're comfortable with arresting people before they've committed crimes, then, like, what what are you gonna do? Because you're gonna feel like that person's still gonna have the motive and the desire and I guess the ability to do that crime in the future. So all you're doing is
Yes.
delaying it, right? At
Well,
least, I mean, you could make that argument. If you were in a society that's okay with locking people up because of things that haven't happened yet, then you're like, well, it just hasn't happened yet. Just because we stopped it now
well,
doesn't mean
we
it's not gonna
technically do that
happen.
now, though, with like terrorists and, you know, we arrest them for a crime that they might commit in the future.
Yeah, but those are terrorists. We don't care.
That's true. We don't. Fuck
Fuck them.
terrorists. Yeah.
Exactly. This is not a pro-terrorist podcast.
No, this is an
Hey,
anti-terrorist podcast.
yeah.
We do not support terrorism in any way, shape, or form. I just think they're giant buttheads.
Yes.
That's Brooke Heatley's stance. Brooke Heatley Palmer. Sorry, Brooke Heatley Palmer's stance on terrorists is that they're buttheads.
Yes.
They are
Not.
heads. They are butts on their heads. Buttheads. So, go America, USA. Woo! I love America. Please don't come and arrest me.
The terrorists? I don't think they have the authority to arrest you.
Anybody, anyone who's coming, just don't come. Oh, America. What a great country. I like it, I guess. I mean, it's better than most countries and worse than some.
Yeah. True.
I feel very neutral about the United States. Like it could be worse, it could be better, but it could be worse. I think that's the best thing you can say about America. It could be worse.
If the best thing you can say about a place is that it could be worse, that's not very good. Right?
Well, I mean, our national bird is a bald eagle. That's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, but we can't even use the sound that a bald eagle makes because it's not patriotic enough. So we're just a bunch of liars.
Well, that's true. Well, I mean, British people are obsessed with hedgehogs. Is that better?
Hedgehogs are fast, golden rings, hang out with double-tailed foxes.
I don't think any of that's true. I think that was the Japanese lying to us. That might be Japanese hedgehogs, not British hedgehogs.
Do the Japanese even have hedgehogs?
I feel like we've had this conversation.
I know,
I know they have foxes. I'm not looking up to see if they have hedgehogs. Maybe they have Japanese hedgehogs. Why not? I'm sure a hedgehog exists somewhere in Japan, even if it lives in a zoo.
Do they even have hedges in Japan?
I don't know. I've never been there. What do you think I am? I'm not the national ambassador to Japan either. I'm not on their tourism board. I'm on no one's tourism board, Adrian. I don't know.
Well, I think we need to get you onto a tourism board or two because it appears to be very important to our show.
I need to know. Be like, but yes, but I'll walk into Japan. I'll be like, konnichiwa, and my first question is, do you guys have hedgehogs here? And they'll be like, really? That's your first question? I'll be like, yes. Tell me about the hedgehogs. They'll be like, we're fucking Japan. We literally take things and we make them smaller and better. And your question is hedgehogs? And then they'll probably be like, we do have hedgehogs. They're electronic hedgehogs that we make look like Pokemon.
No, they're like, well, yeah, of course we have hedgehogs here. We gather them all up. We paint them dark blue because
Yep.
that's what we prefer. And then we shoot them out of cannons to make them go really fast.
And they collect all the golden rings. And they hang out with two-tailed foxes. And I'll be like, mystery solved. I did not know that Sonic the Hedgehog was based on a real story.
It's like Japanese life simulator right there.
Wow. Any of our Japanese listeners, thank you for being Japanese. We enjoy your country, and thank you.
And your video games.
Domo arigato for all your contributions to the world.
And your weird, blurry porn.
Well, I mean, they're not allowed to show genitals, which is weird because they can show a tentacle monster raping somebody. They just can't show the actual penetration. So, go Japan.
So tentacles don't count as genitals then?
I don't know.
I mean, they're being used in a sexual manner.
I don't know, Adrian. I didn't write it.
So are you telling me you're not the ambassador to Japan?
I'm not the ambassador to the Japanese porn commission either. It's not my job. I don't even think that is a job. But if it was,
I don't have it.
It probably pays a lot of money. But you probably get to look. It probably doesn't pay that much, but you probably get all the free tentacle porn you ever desire.
But don't you pretty much already have that with the internet? Really?
Yes, this would be like more of it. This isn't stuff you could keep. Show your friends and family.
I don't know how much of this episode is actually going to air now. Like, it sounded like a really good idea, and now I'm not so sure like anything's going to be usable.
All going to be usable. This is a great episode. Oh, this is why we need Robbie. He keeps us focused. I can't focus us. I just have too many thoughts in my brain. My brain is like the Sonic the Hedgehog game, and I need to keep going.
I'm fine with it. I'm actually enjoying. I like seeing the tangents that we're going off to. We had 2 or 3 goals of topics, and we spent maybe 5 minutes total on it. And
you don't want to tell the audience anything about yourself other than that you have magnificent hair and live in Texas.
No, you could. I just don't know what to say. What do you want me to say? What should we talk about?
Okay, you don't have to give it the year because we all know how old you are. When's your birthday?
December.
Nice. So that would make you what, like a Sagittarius or something?
Yes, that's correct.
Yay! Go me.
So before you go on to the next question really quick, Do you prescribe to the whole horoscope like sign thing? Are you one of those girls?
No, the because Robbie is the worst Virgo of all time, but I am literally like the most Leo I've ever met of all Leos. Like I am the most Leo of all Leos, so there might be something to it, but no, I don't subscribe to it. But I do think it's fun to know, just like offhand.
Yeah, I like it's a fun little thing, but
I
yeah,
don't take it seriously, but I think
I've
it's
come
fun.
across people that are like, there's one girl that I work with, and she's pretty into it, the signs and whatever. And I remember we were talking, and she was like, "Hey, when's your birthday?" And it's like, "Why?" Because that is not information that I just hand out to everyone. It's just like, "Oh, I just want to know what sign you are." I was like, "Oh, Sagittarius." She's like, "Oh, that makes sense."
I don't.
And I was
You
like,
know,
"Fuck you!" Like in my head, I'm like, "Fuck you." That's not what makes sense. What that
I
I'm,
get it. I
you
understand.
know. So, and the funny thing is, I don't know if she does it to piss me off. She hasn't done it in a while, but she used to. Like we'd be talking and like in a group or something as we were training for work, and then I'd say something, and she just kind of look at me like, classic Sagittarius, and it was like I could feel my rage just starting to bubble up. I was like, I wanted to be
Classic Sagittarius.
like fuck you, like that is not a thing. There's no way that's a thing. You know that's not a thing. You're smarter. Like I just wanted to yell my head off, and then I was like, no wait, because if I do that, then she'll just say classic
She
Sagittarius
will.
again,
She'll
and
be
she
like
wins.
classic Sagittarius. So no, I don't subscribe to it, but it's fun to know just for funsies. Because if it was true, me and Robbie should never be together ever because our signs don't match up. And my best friend should be somebody, that's an Aries, which is my son's an Aries, so I guess he can be my best friend. And I don't know anything about Sagittarius and Leos because I never looked it up. I bet you they make the best of friends.
I feel like you make best of friends with pretty much anyone almost.
I do. I like lots. I like people. People don't like me, but I like people.
Really, people don't like you.
I sometimes rub people the wrong way and they think I'm dumb, when in reality I'm just perky. Um, and I did a lot of theater when I was younger, a lot of community theater, and that's a super clicky, bitchy, backstabby world. And so it didn't bring out the best parts of my personality. So I think some people got a bad impression of me when I was younger and was being immature and a stupid college kid and getting caught up in the drama of life.
Hmm.
So I think I rubbed some people the wrong way, but I've admitted it and I've moved on, and now I'm a boring mom who likes cats and puzzles and chai tea lattes with pumpkin. There's so much to like about me.
Anyone who doesn't like you should be murdered, and then we'll get arrested
I was gonna say,
before it
oh, I
happens.
really hope none of the people who don't like me hear this and then get murdered, because I'd be their first suspect. And if people who don't like me can go hang out with butthead terrorists and be buttheads with them.
And get blown up.
Yeah. Shh. Um, uh,
All right, more questions. More questions about you.
all right.
Because I feel like you're an open book.
I
I feel
am.
like a lot of people already know. Well, wait, hang on. Where did you grow up in the same area as Robbie, or how did?
No, we met actually. Okay, when my parents were getting divorced, they sent me down to my aunt and uncle, and my parents grew up in the same place where Robbie grew up, which is the Finger Lakes region of New York. And they sent me down to live with my aunt and uncle for a year. And the school I went to, Robbie went to the same school, and he had a huge crush on me, but I thought he was a weirdo. And so one day he just showed up in my study class, my study hall class, and started talking to me like we were friends. And I was like, I don't know who you are. And so that, started a strange, friendship of sorts. I thought he was really weird and he thought I was really cute. And, you know, then I moved home. I moved back in with my mom. And a few years later, like 5 or 6 years later, Robbie moved up here to live with his dad. He happened to look me up on the Facebooks, on that Facebook that I don't even have anymore because social media is lame. He looked me up on Facebook and he's like, "Do you want to hang out?" And I was like, "Who are you? Like, I don't know who you are. Like, go away, you weird stranger on the internet." But then I looked him up in the yearbook and I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll hang out with you." And he thought it was a date and I thought it was just like a chill kickback, like a kickback chill, a chill hang.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a date. And, I guess I was like, I guess we can date each other.
You sound so enthusiastic.
And then we fell in love and got married and had a baby. And now we own some cats. So we got a cat, we got married, we had a baby. That's how that
So,
works.
so really, Robbie owes his entire life to Facebook now, pretty much.
He owes his entire life to being stoned and walking into my study hall. He was really high. He was like hi, and he was like, "What's up? I'm hanging out with you." And I was like, "Who the hell are you?" But that's the thing about Robbie. You've met Robbie. You've talked to Robbie. He literally will talk to you like you're his best friend, even though he doesn't know you. And I'll be like, I was like, "Who are you?" And I was like 13, so I was like, "Who are you? Leave me alone, stranger. Stranger danger." So I looked for an adult. I didn't find one.
You found Robbie.
I found
The
Robbie.
furthest thing from adult possible. I'm just kidding.
So
Love you,
basically,
Robbie.
yes,
Just kidding.
Robbie does owe his life to Facebook. Technically, my son owes his life to Facebook because he's only alive because me and Robbie went on a date.
Right, right. Well, I mean, like Robbie owes his entire current life to Facebook.
Yeah,
Pretty much. It's a
basically.
very huge part of it, and I know he advertises the shows on the Facebook.
I would hope I'd be a huge part of it, seeing as how I'm his wife and the mother of his child.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that I'd be like kind of a big part, like 50% maybe.
30.
45. Oh, how did you meet your lovely lady?
Was on the Tinder.
Nice.
I was
I've
actually
never
surprised.
used that.
It's not great.
You
And
have
I
to understand,
feel
I was married before it came out, so I met Robbie, we got started dating when I was 21. So I literally missed this whole dating thing.
yeah, I did too. Nobody told me. So, Tinder's awful, and it got worse from what I understand.
I've heard it's just a place to look for penises.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm sure you
'Cause
can find
I
them.
wasn't looking for them. I wasn't even offering them really, but yeah, it was just there's just two very different experiences and two very different schools of thought when it comes to using Tinder as a guy versus as a girl. And as a guy, if you are selectively like trying to swipe on just those specific people, you're probably going to get like 0 matches unless it's a bot. There's lots of fake profiles and bots and stuff. So the guy strategy is let everyone through, swipe yes on everyone, and then filter it out from there. And the girl strategy is this, the way you would expect Tinder to work. It's like, okay, no, not into him, not into him, not into him. He's cute. I'll swipe yes on him. Not into him. Like they're selective, and because they're selective, as a guy, if you want any chance of even like talking to someone, you can't be selective because let's say I hate using like the number scale, but let's say like you're looking for an 8, but you come across a 7.5 and you say no, but she's into you, and it's like, well, that could have been a really cool person to talk to, or you could have had a lot of fun. It could have been a date or something, but you said no. And it's so rare for guys to find out that somebody is interested in them unless you're just fucking the amazing player of all time. That you can't risk passing up those opportunities because they don't come around very often for the average guy.
It seems mean. I don't like it. It seems really mean.
It's not too well. I mean, it's very. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. It's lame. And it's very like most of it's looks based right off the bat.
See, I don't like that. I don't like looks based. That makes me sad.
But that doesn't mean that there isn't stuff. I mean, everyone's attracted to looks to an extent.
Well,
So,
yeah, I'm not saying I've like never been like, ooh, that guy's hot. Like, let me talk to him. Like, obviously, I try not to be shallow, but we all are. I'm not going to date a 600-pound guy.
right,
Just because not for the reasons you might think. It's more for that's not attractive to me because I feel like you're going to die.
right, or that you're gonna die when he's on top.
I was thinking more like health wise. I can't put
Right,
that
yeah.
into something. I can't put my life into someone who's going to die at 45. Like that's too
Yeah.
much for me. But I'm not saying I only look for looks. I've noticed like really attractive guys tend to be assholes, or they tend to be the coolest guy ever. But then they tend to be really insecure. It's really a strange. Guys are just like girls. Everyone who says we're different is lying. We're all the same. We're all insecure bundles of sadness.
I think that's true, but I think there are differences in the way that we are brought up, or the way that our support systems are very different.
Oh yeah.
I think that's an important thing to remember.
Well, I'm just saying, ask Robbie one day about the model he was friends with that was a guy model. And Robbie's like, he was the hottest guy I've ever seen in my life. Like, not trying to be, like, he was just hot. Like, perfect abs. He was an underwear model. And he was the most insecure guy you'd ever meet. He was always like, does this picture look okay? Do I look okay? Am I attractive? And Robbie's always like, I'm straight. Leave me alone.
Well, I mean, I think that one of the big things with that is his entire life, like his livelihood was based off of being attractive and being hot. So yeah, I mean, it's like if stuff starts slipping, there goes your job, there
He was
goes
also a waiter,
everything.
so he had that whole, the waiter money to fall back on.
Oh yeah, just raking in dough,
Heck yeah. Well, actually, they were in the rich part of LA, so they kind of were.
I guess. But
It's where all the celebrity, like all the managers took their celebrities. Oh, good times.
yeah, but you don't want to be a waiter
I
forever.
don't. I don't want to be a waiter. I'm not good at customer service though, so I would be the worst person ever. And I'm not great with memory, so I'd be a terrible waiter.
I've never been a waiter. I don't think I'd enjoy it.
I don't think you would either. Plus, they probably wouldn't like your beautiful hair. You'd have to,
Even when I leave little presents of my hair in their soup.
I think that would just be disgusting for them. Not for me. I mean, I could just eat around it. But I appreciate your glorious locks of love.
Oh,
They're glorious, ladies. Seriously. I'm just
how
saying.
many how many ladies actually listen to this podcast?
I don't know. I don't know them.
We need to start doing demographics and figuring out who's listening, what their experiences on Tinder have been, because that's still a thing. I feel like I'm so far behind this. I feel like Tinder is barely a thing anymore. Like I'm sure it still exists, but I don't think all the hot, cool young people are using. They're probably using.
We're not the hot, cool young people anymore, so how would we know?
Well, exactly. But this is like your grandma talking about, oh, that AOL Instant Messenger. It's where all the hot things are. And you're like,
Oh, that's funny, but my grandma's dead.
sorry.
It's okay. All my grandparents are dead. Well, I'm adopted, so my biological grandparents might be alive. I wouldn't know, but they could be. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
you didn't know that. Now you do.
That's
Knowing is half the battle.
We're G.I. Joe.
Thank you. I was waiting for that.
So if we're learning stuff about each other
It's like we're becoming
every minute.
the best of friends.
Best of friends.
Best of friends. Okay, so you met her on the Tinders. So
Yes.
that's fun.
Yeah, it turned out pretty well. I mean, I was just looking for.
What were you looking for? Well, tell us. What were you
I don't
looking
know
for?
what I was looking for. Let me
You're
tell
just
you how
looking
I.
for a fun time with a
No,
hot lady.
let me tell you how I initially used Tinder because I think you're gonna laugh. I don't know if I've ever told this story to the podcast. So I was never that great with dating. I was never like a player. I struggled even just approaching women at all. So I
Really?
was like, I heard about Tinder and I heard that, not that it was like this great hookup site. It was just like hearing how it worked. It's like you say that you're interested in someone, and if they say they're interested in you, then you can talk. And I was like, well, that's what I need. I need to know if someone's actually interested in me so that I'm not like trying to talk to people who aren't or, missing people who are, because I just was not great with signs. But so it was like this small hopeful glimmer kind of came out of my dark soulless body for a little bit. And so I was trying to use Tinder. I was trying to use Tinder with like, okay, I'm into her, but I'm not into her. No, I'm into her. I was using it the wrong way, I guess, quote unquote, for the guys. And I was not getting any matches. I was not getting any converse. I couldn't even talk to people. Like I wasn't getting anyone to talk to. And I was getting really annoyed. So after, I'm going to say maybe a month. I don't know. I don't remember how long it was. I switched my philosophy because I was so annoyed that I turned to Tinder to vent. So I would just go on when I was having a bad day. I would just pull up profiles and just swipe no. Just no. I wouldn't even look at them. I was like, I'm rejecting all of you for no reason, but it's making me feel better about my shitty life. So that lasted for a lot longer than it should have. Probably maybe 6 months.
Nice.
And then I just stopped doing Tinder at all for a while. And then I continued to be lonely because I had been the entire time. And
That's so sad.
so I was trying to read up a little bit more about Tinder, and that was when I was like reading the strategies. It sounds terrible, like sounds almost dirty to call it strategies, but it's like it made sense. There's what I explained is like, women can be selective because lots of guys are interested in them. Way more guys are interested in the average girl than girls are interested in the average guy. So because of that, women can be selective on that kind of thing. But if you're a guy that is like, say yes to everyone and then, see if you're interested in anybody that was interested in you.
See,
but
that's
don't.
so crazy to say that girls have more guys interested in them because I was always lonely too. I was always like, why does no one want to be my boyfriend? And I'm not an ugly girl, so I was always confused. Probably because I had a lot of guys around me who were gay or were nervous around girls. That's what I
Maybe.
think. That's really what happened to me.
Maybe. I think you're probably very confident and you know,
I am.
that can be and maybe there were guys that were interested but not interested in being boyfriends. That's the other thing. It's like
That's,
you have to be on the
yeah.
same page of what you want. So it's really easy. Like girls get approached typically way more often than guys do, and usually it's by those assholes like, hey, wanna fuck, let's do it. And just like maybe that's not what you're interested, but you're at least getting approached. Like
That's true. No, that's true.
guys are like fucking in the desert waiting for a tumbleweed to roll by and looking for an oasis, and there's nothing. There's fucking shit going on out there.
Well, it's because those asshole guys ruined it for you. I'm sorry, when
True.
you're on like any kind of social media and a guy sends you a dick pic or sends you hey, want to fuck? It's like, actually, I don't, because I don't even know your name. But thank you. Your first question should be like, hello, how are you today? Not, hey, want to see my penis and then jump on it and have sex with me. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a great offer, but I'm going to have to decline, sadly, because I've decided to become a nun.
I think the sad thing is, and I think the reason that some guys will do that is it works. Not all the time.
Oh,
Actually,
no, it
probably
definitely works.
a very, very low percentage of the time, but it works enough
Well,
that
there
they
are
don't feel
some
the need
girls who
to
they just
change.
want to have sex, and
Yeah.
there are girls who are horny too, or girls who aren't looking for anything. Who, a nice disco stick is what you need for that time. And if a guy's offering, it's like, no work on my part. Don't even have to shave my legs. So, so it's like, because I know there's certain guys they will power through it. But I just that's what's ruined for nice guys like you, though. It's like, yeah, he probably just wants to have sex. Look at that glorious hair. That man is clearly a player.
No.
Adrian is not an unattractive guy either. I'm just throwing that out there for the ladies. Hey, and the gentlemen. Hey, Adrian is not an unattractive guy, so that's what I think it was. I think it was more. It was like, look at that guy's beautiful hair. He's clearly an asshole.
I think the message here is, ladies, you're probably getting approached by a lot of assholes, but that's just such a small percentage of the male population. They just are the loudest and the most forward.
Mm-hmm.
So that, of course, that's who you're seeing the most.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a guy that you're interested in, like, feel free to send more than like fucking, oh, I touched my hair when he was looking, 45-degree angle away from me, so he should have caught it in his peripherals. Like those signs probably not going to get picked up on by the average guy.
Guys are stupid.
Well, and it's not just that we're stupid. Oh, you are. We're very stupid. But you just like, it's like a minefield out there. It's like, oh, was she flirting with me or was she just being nice?
Yes, she was flirting with you.
It's like, but if you're wrong.
If you're wrong, you're a creepy dude.
Exactly. And that's like one of the worst labels to have.
But if you're wrong as a girl, it's embarrassing too, because you get called a crazy chick.
I don't know about that.
Trust me, I've been on the opposite side of the crazy trick argument where like she's crazy, and I've been like, why? Because I said hi to you? Like, my bad. I guess I'll just go jump off a bridge.
See, but I guess that has happened to you since you say that it has happened to you. But I don't think that's as common that a guy's be like, oh, she's crazy because she said hi to me, as, no, oh, he's creepy because he came up and said hi and I wasn't attracted to him. Like.
Well, see, the other thing is, though, I'm going to say this for my ladies out there, for the ladies. Hey, ladies, it is a little bit creepy. Like, there are certain dudes that are just creepy. Like, they might be the nicest guy and they might be the sweetest person, but even guys know that dude who's just creepy. Where it's just like, okay, that guy is clearly a serial killer. He clearly is masturbating underneath that giant coat. Like, we all know that dude who's like, okay, that guy's creepy. Like, he'd be creepy if he was approaching me and I'm a man.
Yep.
That guy's creepy. We all know that guy. And he's creepy.
And this
he has like ferrets, and he talks about them in his weird, creepy van, and you're like, that guy's a serial killer.
And so the message would be for the fellas: hey, fellas, don't be creepy, right?
I'm glad we're calling out our genders. I think that's just a good life lesson, though. Don't be creepy.
Yeah,
don't be.
I think we can agree with that.
I think that's what we're going to end on. That.
Yeah, I feel like that's
a good thing to end on.
That's the title of this episode, I think.
Don't be creepy.
Don't be creepy.
I don't know how we got there from the getting to know you, inside out, to don't be creepy on Tinder.
Yeah, don't be creepy anywhere. Honestly,
just don't be creepy.
Yeah.
All right, and the world's your oyster. Okay, well, with that, as Robbie likes to say, I've been Brooke,
And I'm continuing to be Adrian.
and we're gonna close the book on this, on this episode of Nerdy Nomicon. But thank you for listening. Bye.
Yeah, what's up?